talk me through now. You have your file system and you're bringing it into your editing software. I know you use Premiere. What's like the next step in there?
I rename all the clips with the camera, the shooter, the event, and the date.
Okay, so each clip gets those assigned?
Yeah.
And then is there any other additional descriptors that are happening as well?
No.
Okay, so just that. Got it. And this is before you bring it in the Premiere?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really helpful if you like want to go back and to know who shot it, what camera it's on, when I'm like editing later on, or even like, oh, maybe it's weeks, months later, and I want a clip from a certain shooter, from a certain camera. But yeah, then I'll import those into my project, create a timeline for selects, and start pulling selects. So I'll basically skim through all the footage that I just shot, or even if someone else gave me their footage, I'll skim through all their footage and kind of just make like really broad cuts. And I basically just put everything in a timeline into what's usable footage before I really even start like the actual editing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so selects, for those that don't know, what you're doing is you're taking all of the footage you have. So regardless, it's the moment that you hit record to the moment you hit stop, right? That entire clip. And you're just pulling what you think could possibly be utilized in some fashion later down the road.
Right.
So, like you said, broad strokes. It's not going to be like tight cuts that are going to make into a video. This is like, hey, here's everything that is usable from what I just filmed that day in order to make content from.
Yeah, exactly.
So you pull those selects. Is there any type of organization you have within that selects timeline? Like, do you try to group certain... So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how do you have that set up?
Yeah. So I color coordinate everything. So everything's shot by shooter A, that gets one color. Everything shot by like shooter B, that's another color. There's a couple different examples where I'll color coordinate. If I were shooting like two different athletes, then I would, and it was the same shooter, like if I were shooting both of those athletes, but like they both need their own videos, I would also like color coordinate.
Okay.
Like if I found a clip like, oh, it's this athlete, every time I had a clip of them, I would color it a certain color. If it were a different athlete, I would color that a different color too.
So a couple different things happening there. So when you have two different people that are filming one thing, you coordinate them different colors. However, when you're a single operator and there's multiple athletes going at once, you then color coordinate to those athletes as opposed to the shooter.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay.
So it just kind of depends on, what you're doing. If you're the only shooter, if you're working with multiple shooters and you're the only editor. It just kind of depends, but whatever you need to do, whatever I need to do to stay organized. So like when I open my project back up and I can look back and see like, oh, I just know what each clip is.
Yeah.
So
it's funny too. Like the big thing to like note about all this is like every editor has a different setup. So like it's really cool to hear your setup and like what works for you, and hopefully when people like listen through all these, I know we're hitting on a few more here, but hopefully when you're listening through all these, you can take like a little bit of bite-sized pieces and maybe implement it in your strategy or vice versa, Sure. So good. We have the color coordinating system. Now we're moving to the final deliverable. So deliverable time, how do you set that up now on the next stage?
Yeah, so on the next stage, I just create another timeline that'll be like my edit. Yeah, I just copy from my selects timeline, move everything down to my edit timeline, and select the song choice or the portion of the song that I want to use. Just start editing.
Yeah, just start going.